All right, Saturday video, guys. It's your boy Stas here. I appreciate you all for tuning in. So we're going to break down Opendoor stock, go over the charts, and more importantly, the options chain. I want to go over with you guys what I'm looking at, what calls I'm looking at right now, and we'll take a look at the puts for fun, see what the puts are looking like. But first, guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the email stock newsletter, it's free, and check out the Patreon. If you guys want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, I post updates every single week, we deposit money every single Monday, and we buy stocks weekly. If you guys want to be a part of it, check out the link down below. And now let's dive into it. So Opendoor stock, ladies and gentlemen, it had a 4% red day yesterday. We went down 3.7% to be exact, and we pretty much downtrended the entire day. I did an update yesterday, but it was more in the morning, and we pretty much downtrended, continued the downtrend from the morning for the rest of the day, pretty much. You know, we hit a low of the day, or on the day, of $9.35, and you can see in the morning it actually looked pretty good in the pre-market. We opened up at about 10:28 or 10:25. We hit almost 10:30 in the pre-market, but ultimately you guys can see here we double topped on Friday and dumped into the close, or for the entire day really. We double topped in the morning, and then we downtrended for the rest of the day. With that being said, guys, if we look at the 30-minute chart, we pretty much are still consolidating. We were flat all last week, and if I get the channel tool out, which I have it out, you guys can see we're trading in this channel. Support's at about $9 with resistance at about $10.75, $11 per share, right in that ballpark. So at this point in time, we have to wait and see what direction we pick, you know. Again, we're consolidating between $9 to $10.75, and the more you pull the layers back, the more you realize the bulls are still in charge, but we just have to wait for that confirmation of the next leg up, the momentum picking back up, because as of now, the reality is, guys, we're just flat. We're flat. The stock's kind of cooling off a little bit, and we're getting ready for that next big push, at least in my opinion. And you can see here on the 1 hour, we're holding higher lows. We're above the 180 SMA. We have an ascending triangle as well. We covered that in the last update. And on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see we're well above the 180 SMA, well above that. That's at like 550 right now on the 4-hour chart. And we're above the 50 moving average, which is at $9 and 15 cents roughly. So guys, we're looking good. We're looking good. The stock just ran up a lot. We're cooling off, and I think we're going to get decision times here, you know, in terms of direction. I think this week we're going to see we're going to get a ton of positive price action, in my opinion. I think we're going to bounce off the low nines, the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and I think we're going to break out, but we just have to wait for that confirmation. And I'm going to set some alerts here, guys. I'll put one at $10. Mark is at or above. I'll do another one at 10, might as well 10.50 as well, and I'll set a third at $11 per share. What do you guys think about that, by the way? Do you think that we're going to break out, or do you think we're due for some more consolidation this week before we see that breakout? But ultimately, I think we just got the consolidation for a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish trading days. So I think we're going to power through these resistance points this week, and I think there's going to be a lot more upside. So with that being said, let me show you the options chain, which, guys, well, the calls did not do so well on Friday. You guys can see right here I have the what are these? The September 26th calls. So these expire in a week. So when I'm buying calls, guys, or puts for that matter, I'm not buying them I'm not buying ones with an expiration date a week out. I'm usually looking at least a couple weeks out, right? But in this case, again, we have the ones that expire this upcoming Friday. And they went down a lot on this past Friday. You know, some of these went down depending on the strike price, 40%, 50%, 35%. But right now we're at $9.50. And when I'm looking at options, another thing worth mentioning is I don't like going too out of the money. For example, I bought call options on Novo Nordisk a couple months, or not even months, a couple weeks ago, right? When the stock was at $48 a share. Guess what? I bought the $45 call options. I bought them in the money. So I'm looking at either in the money call options, guys, or pretty freaking close to in the money. So in this case, not OKLO. Geez, why was I going to say OKLO? Yeah, that's another one. We'll take a look at that in a second if I remember. But Opendoor, because I was thinking about OKLO earlier, because I'm thinking about potentially shorting that one. I'm thinking about trade ideas during the weekend. That's what I'm doing, guys, when the market's closed. I'm sure you can relate. But yeah, OKLO, it's on my mind. Opendoor, though, on the flip side, it's at $9.50. So we're looking at, personally, I'm looking at 10 at $10.50 when it comes to the calls. And I'm not going to look at September 26th. I'm probably going to go out at least a month, or maybe like October 17th. So if we look at October 17th, and let's see if these want to populate, what's going on? Looks like we don't have much of any, or wait, are these? I'm hitting refresh. Yeah, it looks like we don't have any data on these. That's weird. But all right, looks like $10 call options, for example, that expire October 17th. Look at the open interest on these. Look at the open interest on these, guys. 27,000. There's a ton of people sitting on these right now. These $10 calls that expire in about a month. Let's see. If you want to go even crazier, $11. Not much. You guys see the open interest, 6,500, right? There's still, people are still sitting on these, but not nearly as much as the $10 ones, because the $11 ones obviously are more risky. But yeah, if you're essentially looking to bet on that rebound that we saw on the charts, yeah, I mean, this is a great leveraged way to do so. The options market, right? Which I'm not trying to convince you guys to go buy calls, please. But I'm just, showing you all kind of what I'm looking at here. Again, close to in the money. And I'm not going to buy these right on Monday at open, right? I'm going to let things play out. If it pulls down even more, let's say open pulls down to $9, I might shift down and buy these, $9.50 calls. If we look at the ones that expire 2 months out, let's say on November 21st, if we look at the $10 calls here, these have even more open interest, right? 29,800, almost 30,000 open interest on these $10 calls that expire in about 2 months, and they trade, by the way, for $2.45. That's the ask price right now. So you need about $250 to buy a contract here. So yeah, I mean, these are different ways that you could play the rebound. And again, if we get a bigger drawdown, I'm going to look at the $9.50 calls, and we'll go from there. And let's say we want to buy puts. How are those puts looking? Well, yeah, we have to see. A lot of these are pushing up, considering, again, open went down on Friday. But if I'm buying puts, guys, the charts are not really favoring that. But let's say I wanted to buy puts, I would probably look at same thing, closer to in the money, $9.50, $9 puts. I really wouldn't go much lower than that. You're playing with fire at that point. But hey, if there's a big collapse, hey, you might be right there. But when it comes to puts, I'm looking more at OKLO, which I wasn't planning on touching upon this, but since I mentioned it, I forgot about it for the sake of the video, but I mentioned it. I was like, oh, now I remembered it. Let me show you this. This stock has been going berserk, right? It's been going nuts, and I think it's way overbought. If I pull it up here on the on Thinkorswim really quickly, which I don't even know if this is still called Thinkorswim, I just realized, guys, because of that Schwab takeover. But look at OKLO's chart. This is disgusting, right? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, all right, we are due for a drawdown. And like I said with Opendoor, I'm going to give it a little bit, OKLO on Monday, just in case it runs up even more. If it runs up even more, I am for sure gonna buy some puts. But the question is, which puts? Well, let me see here. We'll take a look at these together. So let's say we go out 2 months. These puts are insanely expensive. You know what I mean, guys? These are, holy moly. So let's say if we're going November 21st, let's say the stock's at what, 136 right now. Let's say we want to go 135. The $135 puts, you ready for this? $29.30 something cents a contract times 100, which you're looking at $3,000. So to get in one contract, right, to buy one put essentially, you need $3,000. So yeah, these are trading for a pretty penny right now. They're insanely expensive, and there's a reason. You know, I mean, it is what it is. And there's not much open interest on these right now. Honestly, there's not much, but I'm sure if you come lower, yeah, you start to see a lot more open interest in the 70, 80, $90 strike price range. But, you know, that's wishful thinking. I think it's going to crash that much. But, yeah, you know, I'm not. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not rushing to buy these puts. They're insanely expensive, but it is an idea. Or maybe even traditionally shorting OKLO. It's on the cards, or it's on the table. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, guys. That's pretty much it. This was an Opendoor video, so I don't want to go too deep into OKLO. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Patreon as well if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, which, guys, I'm depositing $500 every Monday. We're buying stocks every week, and we're doing bonus deposits throughout the month. So we are growing this portfolio like crazy right now. Check it out. Link down below on Patreon. I'll see you guys in there. And with that being said, peace out.